the circles of trust are an amazing exercise based on Quaker practice, where you bring a conundrum in your life, a problem or an issue or a deep question, to a small circle of people whose only job is to really deeply listen to you and then ask honest and open questions. So to ask you questions that are very open-ended, that will kind of tweak your own inner knowing so that you can come to your own divinely inspired answers, frankly. So I participated in that process and really brought the question of, like, in my work life, what's next? Like, I'm really not sure. You know, I've done a lot of journalism and communications work and nonprofit communications work, but I'm really feeling a shift. And so how do I get clear on that? And so the cohort and the circle of trust work was very pivotal in helping me get clear on what I wanted to do. And so in the midst of the cohort, what occurred was the Women's March down in Washington, D.C. And so with a group of friends, we decided to pile in a van and go down there for that rally on Inauguration Day for the last national election. And I had a really profound experience at the Women's March. I remember walking onto the mall and seeing women from literally every state in the country and internationally just filing into the mall, filling it up to such a point where we all knew at a certain point we weren't going to be able to move or walk or meet our friend down on the corner. Like, it was so many women showing up. And it just really profoundly changed me. I met women from all over the country, all over the world. There was this attitude of deep compassion and understanding and politeness and accommodation of each other. It was really profoundly moving. And for me, it sparked this moment of, like, wow, women's kind of energy, power, insight, wisdom really needs to come online in this world. And it is in this moment. And I said, we need to find someone to run for this seat. And they all, of course, pointed the finger at me. And I said, oh, no, I'll find you someone. It's not me. And so again, I circle back to the whole heart value of really listening. Like, normally I would have written off that experience of, like, we want you to run. I would have been absolutely not. But when it kept coming, I really thought, well, let me sit with this. Let me sit with this and feel this through and see if this is authentic to my path in life right now. And it was so interesting. I looked for a million kind of what I called roadblocks or barriers, things that would come up along the path like I was expecting them. And they all pretty much fell away. So I really, at that point, I was like, okay, this truly feels like what I need to do. And to be honest, coupling a seminary work with running for political office hardly felt like a natural combination, or, you know, like very strange bedfellows. But, you know, for people who know me, you know, who I've kind of shared with, oh, I'm an interfaith minister and I work in the legislature, they're all, you know, they say to me, like, of course, those are like two natural kind of comings together, and they very much represent who you are. So I feel like Whole Heart was this amazing vehicle that kind of, you know, almost like a place to kind of dig in to my own life and my own soul and really get clear on what was next for me in my life. And I was astounded at what the outcome delivered. I've really come to understand, like, the the value of clarity in yourself, but also the importance of engaging the community in work together. I think WholeHeart really mirrors that. Like, every person has a gift or a contribution to make relative to, something that we're trying to do or carry out. And I've really brought that back. I've tried to bring that value to the legislature in terms of, really stepping back, like, this is not about me. This piece of legislation, if this person's going to help in that way, and this person's going to, shepherd it through the Senate, and this person is going to gather research, like, it's really a group endeavor. And how can we kind of like check our own egos and find our kind of tribe of people who want to work that way and really make change, for people that betters the lives of Vermonters. So I really feel like, I'm not always successful in checking that ego. It rears its head from time to time, but I do feel like, the lessons learned in terms of deep listening and working in community and recognizing that everyone has a piece to kind of carry together, like, that has been invaluable to me, and just a further validation of that's how I want to work in a political realm. I don't want to be like the lone, cowboy trying to get my stuff through, and hey, if you're coming with me, great. If you're not, great. It's really about marshaling and bringing together everyone's unique kind of contributions and figuring out how we can make this happen together, and worrying less about who gets the credit, but focused more on the change that's going to affect so many people's lives for the better.